5 months after losing my husband, I signed up for a run in Ladakh, not because I was strong, but because I refused to give in and lead an ordinary life. Hi, I'm Vini Bhagat, an alumna of LIT Rourkela and XLRI Jamshedpur, and currently working with Tata Steel. And none of these titles define why I stand here. I stand here because I decided to climb a mountain within myself. And that inner climb, my friends, has been the most difficult and important ascent of my life. I had a plan, a beautiful plan, to live my life with this beautiful person by my side, to make memories, to grow old together. But life had other plans. While summiting Mount Trishul, just few meters away from the summit point, an avalanche happened. And my husband, along with other climbers, lost his life. I was in Mumbai, just 31 years old. And I still remember those words coming from commanding officer. The worst has come true. At that very moment, everything changed. I stood there like a stone, no words, no tears, absolutely clueless. A life that was almost certain became a question mark. But in that silence, there was this one thought, rather two. I will stay strong for my family. And second, I will not let this grief, this tragedy define my life. I promised myself, I will not crawl. I will make my own story. This positive thought turned into action, into movement. My healing did not begin with a grand plan. It just began with strong, adamant movement, small steps. I got back to work, I prioritized my health, and most importantly, I started running. Running became my meditation. That space gave my grief some breath, some movement. So, 5 months into the tragedy, I signed up for La Ultra 33-kilometer high altitude run in Ladakh, where the oxygen drop was nearly 40%. Yes. To put that into perspective, most of us are advised to take rest for a day or two when we reach there at that altitude. And I was planning to run there. Even getting selected for that run was not easy. I was supposed to qualify, which meant running the same distance of 33 kilometers unsupported, all alone in my city, in Mumbai. So I did. I went out of my house after finishing my work at 9 p.m. and did multiple loops of Marine Drive in Mumbai all alone. And everything in me tried to stop me, but I continued and qualified. Not just that I qualified, in the main event, I was the first woman and 7th overall to finish that category. Thank you. But strangely, at that time, it didn't feel like an achievement. It felt like a small milestone accomplished and a reminder that you need to move forward. So I did. I started participating in various endurance sports. I started participating mainly in long-distance trail runs, crossing mountains, snowfields, moraines, rivers, and even frozen lakes. And it was exhilarating. Unlike road runs, every trail run gives you a surprise. Every trail running event is different from another. Sometimes you plan for how would you layer yourself because of temperatures as low as minus 25 degrees, and at times you will prepare yourself for heat. There will be different elevation profiles, different weather conditions. You will prepare your training plan, your hydration kit, your food, your nutrition plan, your rest, recovery, tapering, everything. Not just I ran, I also started cycling, and I did 500-kilometer cycling from Manali to Leh, crossing high mountain passes. Okay. I participated in 60-kilometer adventure racing, which included various sports and used map for navigation, which was very interesting. So I participated in everything which was challenging and interesting and was first for me. And I even made a Guinness World Record of running a highest frozen lake marathon in Pangong under sub-zero temperatures. I pushed my limits to the extent I never knew I can endure. But the main transformation was not physical but mental. And endurance sports taught me that. It teaches you to live in present. It teaches you to prioritize yourself. Endurance sports also taught me something I wish every woman can believe, that we are not fragile. The world will tell you to be delicate, to be within your limits, but we are stronger than we think, and we are more resilient than we are being told. So through this journey of grief, to frozen lakes, to lonely nights, to finish lines, I have learned 4 simple truths. 1, you cannot always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond to it. So turn every adversity into an opportunity, every grief into power, and a silent leadership. Lead your life. 2, never give up. Never on your life, never on your dreams, and definitely never on yourself. When I say never give up, it doesn't mean never crying and never feeling lost. No. This means allowing yourself to feel everything and yet getting up and trying again. 3, do what you feel is right. The voices around you will tell you how to behave, when to move on, how to grieve, and especially to women. Listen to your inner compass and do what feels right, even if others don't understand it, because healing is absolutely personal. 4th, and I think the most important tool that I have learned is visualization. I stopped seeing myself as someone defined by her loss. I visualized a beautiful life, growth, opportunity. And all these positive thoughts have been giving me direction and hope. Having said that, the journey is not that straight and simple. I have my ups and downs. I have my avalanches. In 2024, when I actually felt that I am recovering, I was asked to leave Mumbai and come to Jamshedpur, a city which I left to be with my husband. So the change was not that difficult. I mean, for others, it is a simple change. But for me, it opened old wounds. It reminded me, it exposed me to the fact that girl come back because now he is no more. I started feeling that again the grief has come back into my life. My career, my health started getting affected. I came very close to giving up on my MBA education. That was then, in 2024. 2 years later, I'm standing here before you, sharing my story without breaking down, because I faced my mountains heads on. we all have avalanches. Yours may not look like mine. It can be a loss, an unsuccessful career, a broken relationship, or simply something that others don't see. But what defines us is not the size of the tragedy. What defines us is how we respond to it. Do we get buried under it, or do we rise? With this, I leave you with one thought. What is that mountain within you that and tells you that you are too fragile, too ordinary? And what is that one step, one brave step you can take and tell yourself today, I will not crawl. I will make my own story. Thank you.